Welcome to part 10 of the 39-story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. Chapter 10. Bloof, blort, blap. Ouch, my aching head, says Professor Stupido. Where are we? Well, I say, judging by the grass, the shade, and all the trees, I'd say we're in some sort of forest. I think you're right, Andy, says Terry, because look, over there is a sign saying some sort of forest. Actually, I say, looking around, that's one of your signs and this is our forest. Yes, says Terry, and there's the treehouse. Uh-oh, I say, watch out, here come the hands, slap, slap, slap. What's happening, says Professor Stupido. It's the machine we were telling you about. I say, it slaps us away whenever we get too close to the treehouse. I'll soon put a stop to that, says Professor Stupido. I hereby uninvent the machine that you created, the one you thought you wanted, but then you found you hated. Bloof. Yay, says Terry. Thanks, Professor. You're the best. Don't mention it, says Professor Stupido. Is there anything else you would like uninvented while I'm at it? No, that won't be necessary, I say quickly. Before he can uninvent anything we don't want uninvented, I expect. You'll be wanting to get back to the dark side of the moon now, so we'll just draw another rocket and get you on your way. Hold on, says Professor Stupido. Not so fast. What about those marshmallows I was promised? Come inside, says Terry, and have as many as you like. We've also got a lemonade fountain, a chocolate waterfall, and a 78 ice cream parlor. It's not hot ice cream, is it? Says the professor suspiciously. I hate hot ice cream. No, it's cold ice cream, says Terry. That's the only sort we have on Earth now. You uninvented hot ice cream, remember? Oh, so I did, he chuckles. I've uninvented so many things, it's hard to keep track of them all. We let ourselves into the treehouse, and as soon as we're inside, the marshmallow machine senses how hungry we are and starts firing marshmallows at us. Tay and I open our mouths and start strolling as fast as we can. But Professor Stupido put up his hands and yells, "Oh no, we're under attack again!" No, we're not, I try to explain through a mouthful of marshmallows. The marshmallow machine is just doing what it's supposed to do. But I don't think Professor Stupido understands me because he points at the machine and says, I uninvent this mad machine and all the world's marshmallows serves it right for hurting me and you two fine young fellows. No, blort. Suddenly, the marshmallow machine is gone. You idiots, yells Terry. You uninvented our marshmallow machine. What are we going to eat now? Uh-oh, I haven't known Professor Stupido for very long, but I'm guessing he's not the sort of person you should call an idiot. Did I hear correctly, boy? Says the professor, glaring at Terry. Did you just call me an idiot? Terry looks terrified. He stammers. Well, says the professor, I'm waiting. No, says Terry, thinking faster than I've ever seen him think before. I say, thanks for getting rid of it. Professor Stupido beams at Terry. Oh, don't mention it, he says. Nothing gives me more pleasure than to uninvent any annoying and dangerous things. And speaking of dangers, is that a tank of man-eating sharks, I say? I see. Yes, I say nervously, but they're not dangerous. They don't eat fish. They did eat Captain Woodenhead, though, says Terry. So they are man-eaters, says the professor. I knew it. I'll have them uninvented in a jiffy. Please don't uninvent them. I say man-eating sharks are cool. They're not cool. They're cruel, says the professor. That's exactly why I'm going to uninvent them. Stand back. Your teeth are big and pointy, and they chew up men for fun. I hereby uninvent all sharks, yes, each and every one. I stare at the empty shark tank. I think Professor Stupido may have become a bigger threat to the treehouse than the once upon a time machine. We have to get rid of him and fast. But before I could say or do anything, the bowling ball falls through the air and narrowly misses Professor Stupido's head and crashes down onto the floor beside it. Oh my goodness, says Professor Stupido. Is there a bowling alley up there? Yes. Yeah, says Terry. Our treehouse has got everything. Not anymore, it hasn't, says Professor Stupido. I won't waste time or a pause or a deli or a dilly-dally. I'll uninvent at once that annoying bowling alley. Boof, bloof. Oh no, I say, there goes our bowling alley. Yes, says Terry, but look on the bright side. At least he didn't uninvent the penguins. Penguins? Says Professor Stupido. Did you say penguins? Can't stand them. They're even worse than frogpotamuses. I'll uninvent them right away. The penguin is a silly bird with useless little wings. I hereby uninvent them all, the stupid, flightless things. Blort. Professor Stupido had barely finished uninventing penguins when the doorbell rings. Ring, ring, ring. What's that annoying ringing noise, he says. It's just the doorbell, I say quickly. But please don't uninvent it or we won't know when someone's at the door. All right, sighs the professor. I won't uninvent your precious doorbell. Hi, Andy. Hi, Terry, calls a familiar voice. Mail? Who's that? Says Professor Stupido. It's Bill, says Terry. Bill the postman. Any mail for me? Says the professor. I'll just check, says Bill. What's your name? Professor Stupido, he says. I'm afraid not, says Bill. Blast it all, says the professor. I hate not getting mail. Consider yourself and all your kind uninvented. Bill the postman. I hereby uninvent postal workers everywhere. How will people get their mail? I tell you, I don't care. Blap! Poor Bill. Terry and I look at each other, but don't dare say a thing. Professor Stupido yawns. All this uninventing has made me tired, he says. I think I'll have a little rest. Phew, I whispered to Terry. At least he won't be able to uninvent anything while he's asleep. Professor Stupido has only been gone for a few minutes when the loudest guitar solo you ever heard fills the treehouse. There's only one guitar player on earth who could play that loudly. Well, maybe two, and I'm pretty sure Professor Stupido is not going to like either of them. Professor Stupido climbs back down the ladder. I can't sleep, he shouts over the music. What is that awful racket? That's not an awful racket, says Terry. That's Jimi Hendrix and Superfinger. They're playing at the Opera House. Not anymore, they're not, says Professor Stupido. Your guitar is way too loud, and you're a really awful singer, so I uninvent you, Jimi Hendrix, and that stupid Superfinger. Bloof. Oh no, says Terry, you uninvented Jimi Hendrix and Superfinger. I say, what will all the people with problems requiring finger-based solutions do now? I can fix that, says the professor. I'll just uninvent problems requiring finger-based solutions. But before he could do that, the Trunkinator stomps into the room, punches him in the nose. Suck. What was that for? Says the professor, looking up at the Trunkinator. I think he's upset about you uninventing Jimi Hendrix, says Terry. Yeah, he's a big fan. I say possibly the biggest. The professor tries to get up, but the Trunkinator smashes him back down and starts flattening him like a pancake. Right, that's it, pal, shouts the professor. You're uninvented, bloof. I hereby uninvent your boxing Trunkinator. I guess it's fair to say that I'm a Trunkinator hater. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Suddenly, the tree starts to shake. What's that? I say. What's happening now? It sounds like the Trunkinator is stomping the ground, says Terry. But the Trunkinator just got uninvented, I say. Then it must be the volcano, says Terry. I think it's erupting. But when you put it in, you promised me it was the non-erupting kind. I say, I know, says Terry, but it looks like I was wrong. Anyone can make a little mistake. This is not a little mistake. I yell, it's a huge disaster. No problem, says the professor. I'll just uninvent volcanoes. But I love volcanoes, says Terry. So you'd rather be covered in red hot lava, says the professor incredulously. Let me think, says Terry. It's not something you need to think about, Terry. I say, I turned to the professor. Uninvent volcanoes, quick! Consider it done, says the professor. I do not like volcanoes that smoke and spit and spew. I interrupt your eruption by uninventing you. Lord! Oh no, says Tay. How are we going to toast our marshmallows now? Don't worry about it. I say there's no such thing as marshmallows anymore. Remember? Professor Stupido uninvented them? Oh yeah, says Tay sadly. I remember. That's when we hear the unmistakable sound of Professor Stupido uninventing something else. Bloof! Uh-oh, says Terry. What has he uninvented now? I don't know. I say blurt. But I got a terrible feeling he's not going to be happy until he's uninvented everything. Blap! This is the end of part 10 of the 39 story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton.